All right, boys. So the Arizona Cardinals lose yet again, 25 to 24 at home to the Los Angeles Chargers. And I really don't have much to say about this loss. We for sure were the better team out there, and we should have actually generally won this game. We started off hot. We were, doing our thing. Our defense was playing nice. Our offense was also doing pretty good. And it just came to the fourth quarter where it matters most. We just fell apart. And I feel like the fourth quarter and the way we just fell apart in the fourth quarter just shows our franchise at the moment and just shows how bad we are as or how poorly we ran as a franchise. Offense went 3 and out 3 times in a row in the fourth quarter, which is something you don't want. We had opportunities to put this game away. We were up by 7. We could have increased the league easily by actually scoring, but of course, in typical Cardinals fashion, that did not happen. We unfortunately just went 3 and out. Even like in those offensive possessions, Trey McBride dropped the ball on like a third down. We did I think we got sacked one time. We had to run the ball, and it was just poor clock management, poor just offense, and then defense. They stepped up big, getting those big stops until the very end of the game, where of course it matters most. Defense couldn't get it done, and you can't even blame the defense. I'm not even gonna blame the defense for the last drive because they've been playing their tails off all game, and it was bound to happen. Okay, with offense going 3 and out 3 times in a row, I knew that we were most likely or probably going to lose this game. Now, I won't lie, the Chargers did surprise me by going for 2 points at the end of the game. I don't understand why they did that. I guess they just wanted to put this game away or something. Maybe they don't trust their kicker. I don't know. But the Chargers went for 2 at the end, and of course they got it, and that's how we lost by 1 point. And as I said, I really don't have much to say about this loss. There's no one really to point the finger to, except for maybe like the coach and just the way that our franchises ran. We suck at home. That's probably like the biggest takeaway I have for this game is that we are terrible at home. We only have one home win in like the last year, which is fucking sad, and that is against the Saints on Thursday Night Football. Other than that, we have lost every single game at home, and I think our next home game or our next game is another home game against the Patriots on a Monday night, which I think we're probably gonna get embarrassed because Bill Belichick is gonna freaking just go absolute bananas and shut down our offense. And it's just typical shit. Our offense is readable, and it was, the worst thing about this game, to be honest, is at the beginning it gave us hope, man. It really did. The Cardinals gave us hope in the beginning of the game. Well, gave us Cardinals fans, hope in the beginning of the game by getting that touchdown to D Hop. Offense looking great, defense looking good as well. Even though James Conner did fumble, I feel like our defense stepped up huge. Our defense played really well in the beginning, and again, they just gave us hope. But of course, the second half collapse was just unbearable, and it was unwatchable at some point. It was just bad, especially the offense too, man. As I said, 3 3 and outs is really unacceptable, but it's the Cardinals. What do you really expect? Fire Cliff Kingsbury. I've been saying it for probably this whole season. Every single loss we had, and even the games we won, I still was saying fire Cliff Kingsbury. I think re-signing Cliff Kingsbury has to be top 5 worst re-signs of all time, and re-signing Steve Keim because Steve Keim cannot draft for shit. I know the O-line has been severely injured this year, but even when the O-line's all healthy, it's still pretty fucking putrid. I mean, you have Justin Pugh, who's kind of butt. Ronnie Hudson, he's pretty good, but he just never sees the field. He basically retired at this point. I know he was thinking about retiring before heading into this season, but I think this season for sure he solidified him retiring because he hasn't really played much. Kevin Beacham's kind of mid. DJ Humphries is kind of mid. We just have a mid-ass O-line, and we just have a history of not drafting good players. Most of our star players are players that came from other teams or veterans. We are just kind of like a retirement home. We can't really build anything here because of our poor drafting. So fire Steve Keim, fire Cliff Kingsbury. That's the only way that they're going to give me hope. And I'm still going to cover the Cardinals and everything like that. But at this point, it's like, what do you even do from here? Where do you even go? You're 4 and 8, fucking bottom of the NFC West with the LA Rams. LA Rams are like 3 and 8, so haha, I guess. And if the Rams get a win this next week, we have our bye week next week, then we'll have the same record, which is pretty sad. So I feel like the best time to fire Cliff Kingsbury is right now. Honestly, would rather have. I know I said before I'd rather have Steve Keim fired than Cliff Kingsbury, but I think now, to be honest with you, since the bye week is about to approach, I feel like we should fire Cliff Kingsbury right now. Bidwell, just take your fat L with re-signing him. Again, I never understand why we re-signed him. I hated the move ever since we did it. And re-signing Steve Keim is really just not the right move. It's just because I really do think that Bidwell and Keim are just buddies, you know, friends over business, and this is what happens. We're just a horrible franchise, and I'm not I'm not gonna go into another rant because it seems like every week we lose, I always just go on a rant, and even if we win, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, good win, good shit, but at the same time, man, we're not gonna really do anything. And this year was just another disappointment year, or disappointing year, I guess you would say. And we'll see what happens next with the Cardinals. But if you want fans to come back to your game, fire Cliff. Listen to the fans. The fans just want one thing, and it's Cliff Kingsbury fired. The day Cliff Kingsbury gets fired, you will see a YouTube video from me. You'll see a TikTok from me. You'll see just me going absolute bananas, because that's the only thing that can save this franchise. And also, when you fire Cliff, bring in Sean Payton as well. Sean Payton's literally, as I said on the last video about the Cardinals, or about, you know, football, Sean Payton's our only savior of this franchise at this point, because we are absolutely terrible. So who knows what happens next? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Cardinals this rest of the season. I really don't think we're not making the playoffs this time. This was kind of like a must-win to at least kind of stay in it, but sitting at 4-8, we are not going to be making the playoffs. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.